all rise for his honorable judge, jury, and executioner Mullum, presiding over this case of baby-ass Sentai fandom v. Fiveman.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's gonna happen. I'm so excited.
I think I just pooped myself in anticipation.
Order in this court! Order, I say! Don't make me use this gavel to hit this gun so hard it fires a bullet into that string up there that will release this net full of gavels all over this courtroom. All right? Plaintiff, make your case.
Thank you, your highest honor, your supreme holiness.
Don't pander to me, bud. I know the gorillas guy and martial law men, so I don't need the approval of some commonplace chud. Just make your case.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. Okay, let me begin first by saying that Fiveman is bad. The ratings tell us so. They almost killed the franchise, or at least that's what I saw on a Reddit post with hundreds of downvotes. Plus, they're teachers who are money-hungry unionizers who only care what lines their pocketbooks, which is your money. And they have a robot father-mother, can't you see? The Fivemen are single-handedly trying to destroy the family unit. They're anti-God with their science.
All right, enough. Speaking today for Fiveman is Defendant James. Make your rebuttal, but proceed with caution.
Thank you very much, Judge. First, NBC's community. Second, Phoenixes must die in order to rise from the ash that is Jetman. Third, teachers are saints. Fourth, unions are as we are in these here United States of America. And finally, as Jesus stated, it is easier for a loving, compassionate father-mother robot to pass through an eye of a bean than it is for a gatekeeping-ass fandom to walk through the heavenly gates, because the only one who can gatekeep me now is His Honorable St. Peter.
Oh, I've heard enough, baby-ass Sentai fandom. I find you guilty of being Deedle Farm weirdos who think for some reason 30-year-old TV ratings are metrics for quality. So I hereby sentence you to eat all the unsold Fiveman toys at the Toei warehouses, then spend a year of 40-plus hour work weeks adapting Fiveman for Power Rangers, only for people to be angry you did or did not get rid of a skr or didn't include ample breasts on dinosaurs? Oh boy, this fandom truly needs a purge, which is legal in this world because it's not Judge Dredd. It's the purge election year and the votes are in. Fiveman wins. Fiveman wins.
And speaking of Fiveman winning, your ears are about to win, because my name is James.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Mostly Speaking Sentai's Defense of Fiveman.
What James said.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Fiveman.
Yes, guys, like me named James says, I'm James, and oh my god, I cried listening to an ICP album this week. Ooh, was it good cries? Was it sad cries? Find out this week. Actually, it's in a lot of weeks till you find out why. On the new podcast, Shuffling the Deck, the definitive introductory ICP playlist podcast with Sean Marciniak and I. Wherever you're listening to this, you can find Shuffling the Deck. It's a Marshland Media podcast, and that's all I'm plugging it up front, and that's all I need to talk about my week. But the person I would like to speak to, because we are getting straight into it. I am defending a series unjustly shit on. Call me a lawyer, call me judge, jury, executioner, call me just a person that they ask outside and say, well, do you think they did it? And I'm gonna say, no, they didn't do any bad. They only did good. All right, fuckers? My common law who's got me in awe, Nicole James.
Hi.
I feel scattered. I think it's just because it's a late night record. And we didn't like record the intro. I did that previously because that would have taken a long ass time.
Yeah.
So let's ease into it. That's what you should have introed it all. You should have said like, "Hey guys, I'm just Nicole. I'm sipping on some cap. No cap, only
Well, it's
cap."
too late for that.
Well, let's redo it. I'm kidding.
No.
Nicole, how are you? Do you have anything to start before we get in?
I'm good. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I guess in a good way.
Uh-huh. One's like an okay way, like
Yeah.
your sister's getting married.
Yeah.
That's the okay way. But I mean, it's good. She
Yeah.
found love. Don't you hope to someday find that? Yippee.
Stop baiting me.
Say, I did. I found it. 8 whole years I've been in love with this boy.
Man.
This boy.
Man.
Oh, based off my age, I'm still a boy, not yet a woman. 8 years. We forgot to say that on my birthday episode. Also, it's our 8th year
Because
anniversary.
it was your birthday episode.
Birthday checks. A whole almost decade, Nicole.
Almost.
We've been kissing every day.
Smooching.
Oh, it's been just lip on lip on lip on lip. Because there are 4 lips. And
Yeah.
one is stacked on top of each other, and those lips on lips are now on lips on lips.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's sensual, guys. Think about it nightly.
It's consensual.
Oh, it is. It's sexual, sensual, erotic, exotic. Listen to This Movie's Gay for us to dissect that more.
What?
We did that a long time ago. That was a constant thing of us trying to figure out what the difference between sexual and sensual is. And
Oh, okay.
if it's different between erotic and exotic.
Yeah.
I think there was a 5th one thrown in there, but I don't remember at all. I think spooky
Okay.
could be. Because, some people get off on horror stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like horror porn is a thing.
Sure.
And it's disgusting. Because they're usually in soot and stuff. I don't want that.
Soot?
Yeah, like dirt.
Soot.
Soot. Because it's smut and soot.
Okay.
Soot. I think soot is all. I think it's 2 different. It's my Michigan accent coming out.
We're from the same city.
So, but you're from like the Bowie place, and I'm from like gnarly bra place. Because I was closer to Hoffmaster Skate Park than you were,
Sure.
which is the gnarly bra
Yeah,
place.
I lived on I don't know, what would you, not retired, I guess retired
rural.
farm.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the road you lived on.
An ex farm.
Yeah, there's still blueberry bushes.
There's a barn.
Yeah,
It's creepy as
of
fuck.
course. There's bats that live in there.
No, maybe.
There has
Squirrels.
to be squirrels of
Flying
plenty.
squirrels.
Hundreds, which is just a bat who has thicker thighs.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what a squirrel is, a flying squirrel. Some of them are super secret flying
And a big
squirrels.
tail.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
Do bats have tails? I know in one season.
No, do flying squirrels have big tails?
I think they do because it helps them maneuver in the sky.
Okay.
An aerial thing.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people will have rat tails,
God damn
ponytails
it.
when they do skydiving.
Yeah.
Because they can maneuver it.
Yeah.
Or they get one of those like tails that you get at a convention and that has a remote control. Mm-hmm. To be a furry more.
Yes.
A Therian. Shout out to all our Therian fans. If you say it, they will come. And eventually we'll be big in the Therian population. That'd be a dream come true. They're little sweeties over there. Mm-hmm. What's the sweetest fandom you've ever heard of? Even though Therian's more of a way of life than a fandom.
Sweetest fandom?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's-
Off the top of my head, I would just say Good Mythical Morning,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
Most people would be like, oh, they're going to say them like their own fandoms. No, I'm constantly being bullied by my fans.
But you're also constantly bullying your fans.
I am? No, I'm just saying like,
Yeah,
hey.
you say like, fuck you, listen to the fucking podcast.
Yeah, because then it's, like, I guess I should say, like, you guys couldn't even handle Sean Marciniak and I over on Shuffling the Deck. You little baby dicks, it's too big brain for you.
Exactly.
And we're getting big head. Mask, Jim Carrey, Stanley Ipkiss, big head.
What?
Like, the Mask isn't really ever called The Mask.
Okay.
The person because multiple people can have the mask on. The code name for the person running around is usually called Big Head.
Yeah, that's a thing that everyone knows.
Well, that's why I was explaining it. There's also Rocko's Modern Life, Big Head. Isn't that the frog's name living next door?
Probably.
He's like, "Oi, you fuckers, I'm from down under. That's my neighbor Bighead. I read comic books and I have a friend named Turtle. I'm where the Lord of the Rings is."
You did it.
I did it. Flawless accent victory. Not offensive at all to an entire community of people.
Ooh.
Oh my God, milk me, baby.
What?
I had an itch on my nipple, so I squeezed it a little bit, and Daddy's got milk. If I could milk.
Do I have to be here?
Yes, of course, my queen. Nicole, we're getting into it. Brand new series. Friggin', I haven't said it in a long time. I said it so often during Die Ranger, a little bit during Car Ranger, and maybe in the beginning of Time Ranger, but I'm back to it. This show is friggin' dope. It's so good. Nicole, your thoughts. Do I need to defend Fiveman to you?
I think these 2 episodes were really good. I remember most of them because we watched them a while ago.
Okay. I wasn't sure if so there are Sentai concept monster design books, and I bought one for Nicole. Glad I did back then because now it's like $500. Yeah, Nicole, you have a $500 book.
Jesus.
That's insane to think like that. It isn't a comic book. It's just a book of drawings. Someday your books of drawings will be $500.
No, it won't.
Yes, they will. You are the next Mozart. You are the next Leonardo da Vinci. Mozart.
Not Mobius. I thought you were going to say Mobius.
Mobius?
Yeah.
The vampire?
Yep.
I thought I was going to say Moby. No, I was going to say Mozart, and I was like, he was a music man.
Yeah.
So I was looking through, trying to find like the next season I wanted to watch, and Fiveman was that. And when I did research, people were like, "Oh, it sucks. It almost killed the franchise." I watched these first 2 episodes, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" Nicole was out of town.
Who's saying that? Just like reviews you read?
It's a constant, it's a
Or people on
recycling
Twitter or
on Twitter, Reddit, all of those things. Whenever there's just things whenever a season is brought up, they'll say something like when O-Ranger's ever brought up, they're like, well, the tone had to shift because of a tragedy that happened, and that's why they pivoted so hard into Car Ranger being a humorous season. Things like that. Like, it's the same recycled information of the ratings were so terrible and the toy sales were the worst ever and it almost killed the franchise. Constant recycling of those things.
Sure.
But I watched these first 2 and I love them so much. I was like, oh, I need to watch these with Nicole when she gets home from Michigan. So Nicole comes home, we watch them. I wasn't sure if you had remembered much of it or if I actually did show that to you, but I guess I did. Flash forward, I'm watching them little by little, loving it, and then we go to your cabin, and I'm like, fuck it. This is cab life, baby.
Yeah, my cabin.
Yeah, your cabin, your family's cabin. And I just watched, like, I don't binge anything, but within, a 4-day period, I watched maybe 25 episodes. And I loved it. I think Fiveman's great, and that's why this is in defense of Fiveman by Mostly Speaking Sentai. Because I think people just write this series off as, there must have been a reason why it was terrible ratings. But I would love to look eventually, what if unequivocally addicting, just phenomenon show was on during the same time slot. Like, no one could have competed with this. That could have been the case.
Like Seinfeld.
Yes, exactly like Seinfeld. Children loved Seinfeld, especially on Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings.
That reminds me of when we were at Reckless Records, and in the stand-up comedian section of the DVDs, there was a DVD that said Garfield as himself.
So Nicole's like, James, I gotta show you this funny thing. It's over in the stand-up. I was like, I already saw it as well.
I was like laughing, and you're like, what are you laughing at? So I showed it to you.
Yeah, so because I had chuckled at it as well, thinking like, oh, maybe Garfield did a stand-up special in the 80s.
I was like, what the fuck?
It would have made sense. So where was I at before that?
And then it was supposed to be in the kids section.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
So, children, it could have been, like when Pokemon was on during that time slot, all the kids would go over and watch Pokemon. It's not that, Flint Time Detective was bad or Metabots was bad. No, it's just Pokemon was such an insane force to not be reckoned with.
Still is.
Yes. So
fucking crazy.
Those are the things. Like, you need to have context for these things. This is 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
And for like a 20-year-old who's just now getting into Sentai to completely write this series off for something that they were never even alive for, not even in the same country as, I think you need to have that context, because I truly believe this is, for me, a perfect blend of Die Ranger, of the seriousness and storytelling, and the bonkersness of a Car Ranger. Like, there's an episode where the Bataras, whatever they're called, like the grunts, the putties, if you will, they're like bats. There's one who's like, they're training and there's a runt of them. And he's getting bullied out of being with them.
You're
and
just
he like
spoiling shit.
yeah, but this is in like months from now. And then he becomes friends with the Fiveman. And it's fun. It's great shit. So, in defense of Fiveman, be ready. This is where we're starting.
I think that all the monster designs and enemy outfits are fucking cool. That crazy hairy lady from the sky is
nightmare.
Fucking weird, but I love it.
To be surrounded by hair is disgusting.
Except you are, though.
No, but it's just a head and then hair. That's the only production thing that I'm baffled by.
I kind of see it more as what is that called? Fiber optics?
Oh, yeah, maybe. But it's so apparently hair.
Yeah.
And it's scary and disgusting. But I think each episode, instead of my normal intros, I'm going to make a defense of here's my defense this episode. I break something down from the episode in a kooky, goofy way. So things like the set design, I think the sets are great, and I really love.
I think if you're gonna do that, you should just find a review and refute it.
Ooh, that's good. That might be it would always have to be generalized reviews, not just single episodes.
Yeah.
And I might be doxing these users, as James likes to do. I'll say, you fucker, you want to come at this show? Come at it in a 5-star iTunes review.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just because I like this aesthetic, which is it's come across in Juco B-Fighter of their spaceship, and they're all hanging around and they're seeing it. It's just such a nice layer. This is my welcome to my layer thing, not in Photoshop layer.
Yeah.
It's dope. I truly, besides the hair around this woman, have no complaints about this episode. These episodes.
I mean, the marshmallow thing.
Oh, okay. The design of it's weird.
Yes.
However, here's why I think it needs to be that. is because it is a blank slate. Nicole is talking about the goaling, which is what, like make my monsters grow, or the like dessert treats or the stripping off the like little sticker on them to make them grow large. This thing is a giant robot, and it's like a blank slate. Think of it like I was going to go into Kingdom Hearts bullshit. I don't know what I can think of it as, just a canvas, or, like on pop figures, maybe like they have the like base mold and then they like add stuff to it to like make it look like what it needs to look like.
Yeah.
Like in the molding process. That's what this thing is. It
Clay?
is, yeah, like putting clay and shit on it. So it's the baseline of it, and then it absorbs whatever the monster's genetics are, and then kind of like clay puts that on there and like becomes the monster.
Yeah.
So sci-fi angle, this is a fucking great way to make a giant thing, because it's not mystical, it's not magical, it's practical and science is real fuckos for any occasion. I don't think this episode's going to be funny, guys. It's just going to be me sounding like a maniac loving this show. And maybe that's what people loved about the Die Ranger days. And maybe that's what you're going to like about the 5-Man Day.
Okay.
So let's get into some notes,
and
my
I'm just
queen.
not feeling goofy today.
In Pee-wee's Playhouse?
I'm very like focused in getting things done and tired.
Okay, well, you fuckers are probably thinking, wow, what's their questions to
But it's
their...
also, a lot to unpack because it's a first episode.
They're probably thinking, these fuckos out there, what cool thing will they be asking their guests?
Yeah.
Well, right in the beginning, Nicole, the 5 men are teachers.
Yeah.
What were you like in school?
Ew, I don't want to think about that.
You don't want, like, what was school like? What kind of student were you? That's the question we'll be asking people. And I think that's
Okay.
people like reminiscing on school sometimes.
Sure.
But maybe people will be like, we already know Nicole was a friggin' dweeb ass
Yeah.
who always wore hoodies and got made fun of for wearing hoodies and wearing all black. I've seen pictures of you. Whoever made fun of you.
I didn't wear all black.
But didn't someone make fun of you for like wearing black?
It was a black long sleeve, and then I wore a Jack Skellington t-shirt over it.
Okay, now that I'm hearing this long sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine. I was first always thinking hoodie. No, that's a totally, like, I've seen pictures of you back then, and no reason to make fun of you. It's just I
mean, specifically, I remember them like making jokes about some like video of an emo Tickle Me Elmo doll.
And they were like, can we come over there and tickle you? Oh my God, it's like
No.
me. That's why you don't like me tickling you.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, come over here, you sad lady. Let me make you happy.
Uh-huh.
Well, fuck those people. I'll say their names. Edward Snowden.
Nigma.
Oh. It would have been cool if we both got the same one.
Yeah, would've.
But hey, no. This isn't a Gotham
That's why
podcast.
I tried. That's why
I was going to say
tried.
Scissorhand at first.
Ooh.
I got the Beetlejuice, all the episodes of the animated series, and I was joking that there should have been an Edward Scissorhand one, but it would have just been him. It would have been like a Mr. Magoo type situation where he like doesn't talk. He's just like walking around getting in kooky situations because he has scissors for hands. What a nerd ass. Why would the doctor do that to him? They could have chosen
Why not?
anything. They could have just said like, hey, it's going to be like long metal rods.
Why did a doctor sew a puppy head onto another puppy?
A puppy head onto another puppy.
Yeah.
Is that in the movie?
So it was a two-headed puppy. No, in real life.
What? That happened?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you were saying a cat dog situation.
No.
Alone
They
in
just
the world.
unnaturally made a two-headed dog.
Like, did it work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad and
Yeah.
tragic. That dog didn't ask to be in this world as that.
It was on like a Ear Biscuits episode.
Oh.
They were reading like weird science experiments, I think was the theme.
No, thank you.
And there's this like scientist that claimed it was about like, I don't know, something about like organ transplants or something.
I mean, yeah.
Studying that by putting a puppy dog head on another puppy.
No, like it should have been
Like multiple times. And they all only lived like a month.
That's still a long ass time.
No.
To like, and both of them could bark.
Yeah, like I remember because I've listened to it multiple times because like one of the few episodes that I have downloaded, they read a line that said something like, as people watched in horror as they lapped up milk and the milk just didn't go anywhere, like dripped down its throat or whatever, because it's not like actually connected to
Oh, wait,
shit.
what? I thought they made it so like it is part.
I don't know, dude.
That's super fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
insanely fucked up. They should be, okay, so let's just do that with human babies.
No.
Exactly. Like it's still equally as fucked up.
Yeah.
We,
I say double the Q.
ew. Now, like, we're not being mean against, like, people who are born that way, where things are working, like, that's just
No, we're saying it's fucked up to
do that.
sew another head onto.
But, like, how is it living still?
Dude, I
Like,
don't
the brain would
know.
start to tear, like, it's
Science.
not... We need to get off from this, especially because we don't have... Okay, we find out that flowers bring fruit, but isn't it weird that the deflowered bear fruit, you know?
Ew.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. So this starts out with, we find out within the Milky Way galaxy, there's many planets that can bear life and did, but some phenomenon is killing all the life on there. The Fivemen, it's in 1970. Their parents are there and they're helping these two alien adults or children. I'm not sure which one. They're played by children in masks, but they could be adults in this.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they're making these flowers and they're like, oh, it bloomed. That means you can like start getting fruit and life can sustain on here again.
Yeah, like the soil is good enough for you to plant shit.
And the next, like these two episodes are so great at pacing of like, hey, let's establish where we are and then just action. Then, it's a 2-act play. It starts in crescendos and then it starts in crescendos. So all of a sudden, like bullets and lasers are raining down on them. These two aliens run for these plowers and just get littered with bullets. They die on this kid's show.
Yeah, it was brutal.
And then the dad shaking one of them is like, Ira, dead. Tears falling down. And then we're introduced to the Zone Army, which I will bring up the names. I have them written out. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We have Mado, which is the Galactus, the hair lady, but we don't see her. We have Garo is possibly his name.
No, it's Garoa.
Okay, thank you. Then we have Chevaleria, Billion, who's a swordsman. Then we have a scientist, Doldora. We have a merchant, which he's probably my favorite character. His name is Dongus. No, it's
Dongus.
Dongoros, and then Galactic Fang Zaza. And she's like an assassin, and she's got a nice little dagger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they come and they're like, man, we fuck shit up. We are then told that this hair lady needs to consume 1,000 planets' life to become immortal. They get out scot-free, the children, but like the parents they run to the ship and they're trying to hold back this big old dragon-looking thing. What was his little name? Gamelgan, which is fucking cool, man. That dude rips.
Yeah, I was
design.
like, oh, it's just like a punk version of Gamera.
Oh, yeah. So they also have this robot who is I'm gonna say it, guys. The fucking coolest out of all the like leaders or instructors, whatever you want to call them, starting bottom top. We have creep ass Kaku. Get him out of here. I see reviews of him saying like, oh, he's the greatest, like how he taught them. That dude did shit. Then we have like Tak, who's just like an owl ass. Like most of the time he's questioning his own intelligence. He's a stickler. We have the pretty cool Dapu. And then just the sweet mother-father robot who's like, I tried as a robot to raise you as much as a mother could, but I'm just a robot. Maybe I failed you. That happens in this first episode.
Like, fuck Ken.
Oh, yeah.
What an asshole.
I was just being like, I'm tired of your lectures. I want to go I want to vengeance our parents.
Well, no, he even says like you're something like you're just a robot. And
We're
it's like,
human.
Oh, fuck you.
This robot has cared for you since you were a child.
Yeah.
Eat his robotic ass.
Yeah.
But I am going to kind of go after these parents a little bit. It's a robot. Robots are strong, stronger than a person. They're trying to hold back Gamelgin from getting into
why
this
the
big
fuck
base.
doesn't Arthur
hold
nut
that
up and fucking get murdered?
And then the parents go into the ship with the kids, or at least one of the parents. If they were like, well, you at least need two humanoids, like bipedal deedles over here. Why just have the robot jet set with them? Maybe they needed the robot to man the ship, like they need the robot to fly the ship. I don't know.
Yeah, seems like a pretty big oversight.
Yeah. And I think for story-wise, it would have been cool if like just one of the parents had survived. Or maybe Arthur, I don't know. Either way, Arthur should have stayed behind and fended off this robot or this dragon. That's just on me, baby.
Yeah.
But the hubris...
Maybe Arthur is just like not a strong robot.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I still feel like
they really should have established why that happened.
Have you seen like real robots walking lately? like in videos.
On my way to work.
No, like in videos and shit. Like they've been going around... it's very sad, like when some of these, I feel so bad for these robots because they move like humans now, where if you push one, they'll like freak out and try and like correct themselves. And it like looks, even though they don't have a face or anything.
They should have a tail.
Yes, they do need a tail. Even though they don't have like a face to convey emotions, like you see that in their panicked body movements. Like there's this one, oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but Corridor Crew analyzed it because a bunch of people were like, oh, this is clearly CG. Like these aren't real robots. And they dissected this video and they were like, no, guys, if you were to try and do this with CG, it would take years to do because of like how the lighting is reflecting off from everything and just it's way too advanced to be. And they're like, we also like know these dudes.
Yeah.
We're aware of them. And like the robot is like doing parkour, like Ninja Warrior shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is so cool. But when they like jump and you push them over, I'm thinking like Arthur G6 would also be like, so like trying to like fend off a guy like his center of gravity is off just by a hair. He just freaks out and falls on the ground.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. He's more of a mother figure than a defender of huge monsters.
I don't know. It's an oversight by the writers.
Yeah.
For sure. Of not explaining that.
So they get to Earth. We see them like hanging out with children and shit. They're teachers now. Which actually, I'm going to run down the characters for myself and for you. We have the firstborn Gaku. He is a science teacher. Ken, secondborn. He's a PE teacher. Then we have Kazumi, who's the Pink Ranger. I should have also been saying what they are there. Is the thirdborn. She's a math teacher. And then technically the fourthborn, but they're twins. He came out first. Fumiya, he's a Japanese teacher. and Remy, twin, is a music teacher. Fun fact, those two twins...
Is also a music teacher?
Wait, did I say two music teachers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who did I say music teacher?
The Pink Ranger is a music teacher.
No, math teacher.
Oh, I thought she was music.
No, she's
Okay.
math, and then Remy is music. Those twins, the actors and actresses, they're married in real life.
That's weird.
They met on set, and then they fell in love, got married.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. That's like us, Nicole.
Uh-huh.
We met on the internet, fell in love, and never got married. Common law, though, eventually.
Exactly the same.
Ooh. So we find out that they're teachers, and I think you get a hint of it in the second episode that, like, they're the sibling teachers. You start to see, and it makes sense, unlike Zhu Ranger. This is my defense of Fiveman. If you love Zhu Ranger, you should also be fine with this. All the kids know them, and they are aware of most of these kids because they're like famous teachers. They're like, if you want a cool teacher, you have to be in the school with the 5 sibling teachers because they're just leaps and bounds above all other teachers. They're great. They're awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that you don't see anyone else in the school.
That's all you need, 5 teachers, baby.
Sure.
You rotate them all 5 hours. 6th hour is just free period where you get to just run around outside, throwing dirt at people, eating worms, and putting Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola in your stomach. See if you explode.
Yeah.
Maybe do a little playground shuffle. Play a little Foursquare.
Yeah.
Foursquare was the illest. It was only ever at one school of mine, and I tried getting it at Reese Puffer, and they just kept saying no to me.
Yeah.
Just like when I tried changing our mascot from the Rocket to the Rhinos.
Yeah.
Because that's just so much fucking cooler.
Yeah, it is.
Then you do this. You put like your hand
Nope,
up
you
on
just made it
your nose, and
uncool.
you're like,
Nope.
we're charging in.
Nope, you
I'm
just
putting
made it
my finger
uncool.
on my nose like a rhino would. And the principals.
Because rhinos have fingers.
It's a horn, bro. But it's better than like you could actually have a mascot. Just a real rhino trampling around the
We have
place.
a mascot.
But no, I mean like a mascot in a suit. Because we tried having one as a rocket.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, that's a penis, and everyone would jack it off. So
Awesome.
this was before I was ever in Reese Puffer. This was hearsay that I heard, and that's why we don't have one. And I'm assuming that's correct. That's what teens would do.
Yeah.
Teens just see something phallic and jack it off.
Yeah. They can't help
It's a
but
compulsion. What's up?
they can't help but jerk it off.
Yeah. See this microphone?
It's against their nature. Not
So
to.
everyone who would come over to record would be like, oh, I just don't like this. Like, it's just like a big dick in my face. I'm like, I guess I've been around microphones all the time, and it doesn't feel like a just penis in my face.
It's different when you're like adjusting it and stuff
Okay, yeah.
yourself as opposed to someone else doing it.
And just like jamming it in
And
their
just
face.
Basically like invading your space.
But I think of that as like a cute little caterpillar, like trying to get at me.
No.
I say, get out of here, get out of here. Or just like flying hot dogs coming at me. I'd be like, get out of here, get out of here. They're trying to tickle me with their greasiness shooting out of them.
Ew.
You know, that's my experience. I already mentioned the set design. Oh, okay. So they come to this planet and like they're battling Zone. They were ready. In 20 years, they made Sentai tech. And I'm wondering if like, because all the Sentai is in the same universe. So I like, are there trade secrets traded amongst each other? Why is it only forever just a year? Maybe this stuff is explained in like Go Kaiger and all of that stuff. But I feel like if all the Sentai teams kind of came together and was like, hey, we'll do it for a year, but trade technology, there wouldn't be like this learning curve. It would be like, hey, we're all where we need to be. We're at top peak position. It's not like, I guess then it would just become a Dragon Ball Z type thing of like, this next villain is stronger than the other one. So, I don't know. But the fact that they, for 20 years, have dedicated their lives to making this tech and making sure they're prepared for this, good on them.
Yeah.
They're good kids. But we find out like they need to eat 1,000 worlds in order to become immortal. Clearly, they're gonna have troubles with Earth. Why not leave Earth? You're at 999. Get that thousandth from a weaker planet.
Yeah.
One that you've been, like all the other ones where you've been able to just eat real quick and get out of there. Come back with a vengeance at Earth now that you're immortal and just take them out.
Yeah, that's another thing the writers could have addressed and had them say like, and had them be like, let's just go to a different planet, and then have another character be like, oh, it took us this amount of time to find this one.
I think they do eventually say like,
who knows how long it'll take to find another.
I think the thing is they are just here for vengeance now. Like they're like, no, we're not leaving until this is settled.
Yeah.
And it could be because Dongo says he's their accountant. He has the abacus. He's like, my abacus, after Billion screams it out of his hands. He is constantly like, hey, this is under budget or over budget. And he might be saying like, we need to stay here. Which is weird. Like, why, if you have a sense of money and resource, stop eating the fucking planets. Conquer them so you can keep those resources and then reuse them over and over again. So you don't need this dude, this merchant, saying things like, oh, we need to be budget conscious.
Yeah.
Conscious. But still, fucking dope episode. Billion, when he gets onto the planet and they're like, we're about to fuck shit up. He's a swordsman and he goes, good. My arm and sword are crying. And I was like, hell, that's a dope line.
I was like, what does that even mean?
Like they're crying. Like,
and then it looked like there's
kill.
just like someone just like threw water off screen.
Could be.
And I was like, what the fuck?
They're crying for battle. Like, oh, I need out. Like, I think like a battle cry opposed to like, I'm weeping.
I don't know. Someone threw water.
Yeah, because he's soaking wet. You hear of
horny for battle.
Yeah. I'm horny for battle toads. Check those out on Paheel 34. You hear of battle cries, but never battle whelps. Or battle balls. Battle brawls, though. That's what you hear of.
Battle sniffles.
On Diablo 2, you're a barbarian, and like maybe when you're poisoned, it's not a battle cry. It becomes like a battle whimper. You're like, yeah. And then like it's the field, but it kind of, or maybe you have like diarrhea, and then it like comes out as like a fart cloud.
Ew.
Nicole also when you do a battle cry, it's like a radius effect, and like a force field like jettisons out of you in like a circle, and like your allies who are in that radius get the buff that you do. So like if you're poisoned and it's like a battle whimper, it's because of diarrhea. Did you know a lot of like people would die from diarrhea?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's actually from the dehydration.
Yeah. I could have diarrhea all 7 days of the week and I'm like alive. But 120 years ago, that would have murdered someone.
Yep.
Just because I can drink better water. Or because I know to drink water.
You might not live that long.
No, there are people who have diarrhea just constantly.
I don't know about that.
Yes, there are people with IBSD. Or as Nicole says, IBS, please.
I don't know. I don't know what the word for it was. I don't know. I don't know, respect for the fact that like those drums they were putting in front of the door to block the Gamera monster, like were actually heavy.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just being empty and just throw around.
Yeah, no, like they legit, you're like, oh shit, those look heavy.
They have a weight to it.
Yeah.
Would you rather have diarrhea for
oh my
7
God,
days.
I was trying to change the subject.
Or constipation for 7 days.
Fuck you.
Diarrhea. I think I've said it before. Corey Sly once was like, I actually like having diarrhea because all you have to do is like make a little push and it all comes out. And I agree with him.
I think it was Gaku. Had a newspaper, and I was like, where the fuck did they get newspaper from?
They're on Earth.
But maybe it was when they were finally on Earth.
Yeah. Now that they're in their early 20s, late 20s,
right?
They're just on Earth now.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever go into space. Maybe in the end game of it, Thanos is there.
Style.
Yeah.
Nice.
Friggin' Squirrel Girl, nowhere to be seen. That's something they're going to have to explain because Squirrel Girl is arguably more powerful than Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Is she?
You're going to have to be like, well, why didn't she defend the Earth against Thanos and Loki in those episodes? And she's going to have to be like, I was too busy on my Vespa.
I was at college.
Oh, she goes to school like Reen?
Yeah, so they find what is it, like a factory or something?
Yeah, I think they took over like a space base, a military base. And the Zone did.
NASA.
And this infiltration scene is just so fucking good.
It's fine.
And it's filmed well, it's shot like good angles, it's cinematic feeling. So they go, this is when Ken says, you're a robot, we're human, you fucko. And I've been saying fucko a lot.
I noticed.
They run in because they're like, oh, wait, this is our time. They're there. We know they're there. They're here on Earth, near us in Japan. We need to show vengeance and avenge, Marvel style, our parents. They run. Gaku stays behind. And
Which is what we were begging the Time Rangers to do the entire fucking season.
Find where they're at.
They do this like episode 2.
Yes. So they go in and like they're almost caught, but then Remy just like knocks them out because she's good at like martial arts. And they're like, whoa, okay, well, how can we get in? And then I think Fumiya is like, wait, I got an idea. Strips the like robot dude or whatever this underling was and like acts as if they've kidnapped the 2 women of the 5 men as like presents to Zone, which is weird.
Yeah.
So they're going in and Ken's like going around like Snake, Solid Snake, Solidus, insert more snakes here, Rattle. There we go.
We're still a garden snake.
He's going around in an oil barrel with a hole cut open so he can see through like
glory hole.
Yeah. Ooh. Stick a pedal in there.
Yeah.
Get all.
Yep.
You ever watch glory hole porn?
Nope.
Is like a glory hole something that would be like, that's cool?
No.
Like if we made a glory hole in our apartment to like role play that.
We just take one of the doorknobs off.
Yeah, it's easy to do. All you have to do is pull slightly on them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like trying to be cool or anything. My penis could
it's the
not
perfect
fit
height.
through that. It needs to be wider.
Well, no, I'm saying, I didn't realize it was.
Yeah.
It's like a vintage one, so
Yes.
it's really small. It's not like a
thick meat.
I didn't realize that until I looked at it.
But that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. You could also just make your own wall and just like cut a hole in it.
Get some plywood.
Yeah, put duct tape around the hole so it's like cushioned.
Yeah.
Or just make it like really cool. You know those arm
some
things.
Faux fur fabric. Put it in there.
What are the
soft.
They check your like heart pressure and all that at the store.
Yeah.
It like balloons on your arm.
Blood pressure.
Get like one of those kind of
checker.
things. Or like when you're at a play place, it has those like foam cushions around things.
Yeah.
Get something like that, but in a circular
Padding.
shape. Yeah. A padded wall with a hole in it.
Uh-huh.
But it has a nice finish around the hole as well. Mm-hmm. And that's just a cool thing you can do.
Sand it down, get it real good.
And then, put a finish on it. Oh, do a leather finish.
No.
Ribbed for my pleasure.
Ribbed?
Yeah, for my pleasure.
Why does leather make it ribbed?
Well, no, I'm saying we could also make it ribbed.
Got it.
Ooh, like we make it like a studded belt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, but like it's like bumpy, not like stabby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact someone in their home just has a glory hole because it's probably for like porn.
With
amateur
leather
porn.
And studs?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Because they went to Hot Topic.
Uh-huh.
And they said, "Oh man, we have a gift card, and this Hot Topic's about to go out of business."
They just took one of the belts and then like cut it and
curled it up into a circle.
Into a circle.
Like if it was like as if you were actually putting a belt on your penis.
Yeah.
Which they make those.
Yeah.
Or I guess you just cut a
Called a
hole
cock ring.
in the wall and like put like a fleshlight
Back to Die
in.
Ranger days.
Man, just a hole in the wall that you could fuck. That's pretty neat, as I said before. But it is just like a fleshlight.
I mean, if you want to do, just put a fleshlight in there.
But I feel like actually having sex, like as a man, like having sex with just like a flat surface standing up isn't that enjoyable. Especially if like the hole is just like if the hole was angled up a little bit, like a penis curves up.
Yeah.
It's not like a penis is just straight out. Even though some people may think otherwise. Yeah. Like as a child, I thought, or not as a teen, before like actually seeing sex happen.
Yeah.
I thought like a vagina was just like right on like the side, not
Sure.
like angled down and like more
Sure.
at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And I thought everything came out of the same hole,
Yeah.
a cloaca, if you will.
Sure.
So it would need to be angled up a little bit, or just make it like an arm of a couch. Put a fleshlight in there, and then you can kind of mount the arm and just really hump at it.
Yeah.
Fiveman, proud podcast partner of the Tokusatsu Network.
Please cut all of that out.
No, it's not.
For
It's
the
staying.
love of God.
The love of cod.
Lord of the fish.
Okay. So they get caught because they're like, well, yeah, you really think we're going to fall for this shitty plan you got? We don't want a sexual favor from you, Earthlings. We just want to destroy your life. So they're about to get shot, but then
They're like, are you sure we got a pretty sweet glory?
yeah. Us women actually have 3 glory holes on our bodies, even. If you've seen a woman's figure, Nicole, you know it's pretty glorious.
Okay.
This might also start up the "Who boy, I wish I were in Remy's body." Just think if I was a woman and we're making out, you'd feel more at home.
At home?
Because like I am a woman as well. It's
Okay.
like water meeting water opposed
Sure.
to like water meeting just an
dildo.
erection,
We went in the same route. That's so funny.
He Rambos their ass. Gaku's like in the back and he's just like, you hear a machine gun go off, you think it's going at them, but then they don't get hit. You look behind him and he's just like a huge
You
gun.
thought Time Ranger didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, this one doesn't. Just
Comes in strapped with a freaking belt of bullets.
Also, there's a part where Fumiya is like talking these alien languages, and the girls are like, well, how did you do that? And he's like, hey, I'm a linguistics genius. I don't teach Japanese just to be cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. I feel, personalities are coming out of them. I like them. And then my last note is the mecha fights are good again. I think this was telling a story, and I like the sets. Maybe that's the big thing I didn't like. There was a lot of like green screen use in Time Ranger.
Yeah.
This is just all practical effects, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Any more notes, Nicole?
They basically like kicked that turtle's head off.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. We're back, baby.
I'm just, I don't know, just here for because I'm like, I don't know if this is going to keep up with the rest of the episodes or what. So I'm just, riding it out.
It gets bonkers. I think it has like a nice wave of, hey, man, this is just like great storytelling, cool, and then gets real bonkers in the middle, and then the end is back to being like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it 2 thumbs up. Nicole, this is another thing we'll be asking at the end. Hey, these are friggin' teachers. They're using their teaching abilities against Zone. So if you were to be a part of the 5-man, Nicole, it would be a 6-man, I guess.
Uh-huh.
What subject would you be teaching of anything?
It would be art.
Okay, so art. Awesome. How would you use that to fight the Zone?
I would take a giant paintbrush and just shove it down their throat.
Okay, leaded paint, I hope.
I said paintbrush.
Oh, okay. Well, you put lead paint on the tip of the brush and shove it down there.
I guess you could.
So, you're like, oh, they're dead, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
But what if they survive? Well, they have lead poisoning, and that's a lifetime of ramifications.
Yeah.
Kind of like getting Lyme, like how Lyme disease just loves to fuck up female punk singers.
Just X-Acto knives.
Ooh, yeah. You throw them in a mold and they suffocate, and then you like,
oh my God.
then you like pull them out. You have the molding now. Then you make a new mold of them, ship that to their family as like a kind of fuck you for making this thing.
Oh no.
Or you just keep them as trophies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like that. Who do you think, what person would amplify your skills, and what from your skills would amplify another one of the 5-men?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, then I'll explain mine. Mine, of course, would be audio engineering. And what I would do is I don't think I myself would like really take anyone out. I'm kind of a support person, whereas I would amplify Kazumi's, that's her name, right? Kazumi, yes. I would amplify her music stuff to really like shake and shatter. Or I would just have microphones, and I guess they look like huge blunt phallic objects that just like beat the shit out of them. I could espionage people by cutting up things they've said and putting it out in the public and kind of canceling them.
Sure.
Like I've tried to do with Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour. Not cancel him, just make him say kooky things.
Oh, yeah.
I tried getting him to say something, and he was like, wait a second, no, I know you. I also edit audio. You'll just take out the part where the setup of this and just make me say some weird shit. Yeah, so I would do that, but I believe it is Gaku, the science teacher. He would be able to help me amplify my abilities because science is, microchips and such.
Sure.
So we would be able to buff each other. Do you think art could lend well to math or science? Maybe, hey, you're making science becomes, like a Photoshop, and you do graphic design now.
Science becomes Photoshop?
Yeah, because computers is science. It's also math. I guess it's also physical education. Or, like you cover Ken in paint and he just like runs real fast and like body slams people with paint and it's lead, maybe.
Oh my God, why are you? Why? Man, I sincerely don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to be asking people, and hopefully they do.
Toss paintbrushes to the music teacher because they can use them as drumsticks.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know.
And it's like more jazzy now because it's a brush.
Sure.
That's a thing. Instead of like hitting with like a drumstick, they use like brushes. Not like an actual brush. That's just what they kind of call them. And it gets, instead of like a very like hard-hitting percussive hit, it's like more of like a softer hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's been the Defense of Fiveman for the first episode. I'm excited now. We have big things coming. I fingers crossed hope. Next week, we have a guest lined up, and oh my God, for our 3rd year anniversary, oh, fingers crossed the big guest comes through.
Yeah.
Fingies crossed. Let me check Instagram to see if they've responded back. Nothing yet. However, it did take them 2.5 months maybe to respond back to the first one. So fingers crossed, it's a big guest.
Yeah, that would be fucking insane.
At least they responded. I gave up hope. So we're as close as we've ever gotten to a big guest.
Yeah.
Like a huge guest, I should say.
Yeah.
Because Eric, I think, is a big guest.
Hell yeah.
Eric and Teresa, very big guest. Sentai 5, very big guest.
Morphbots.
Morphbots, very big guest. I mean, Morphbots themselves, probably not. But them individually, one of them was a friggin'
Werewolf.
Yes, wheelchair werewolf. A Trauma released production.
Uh-huh.
It's insane that we did not talk about anything like that. He just said, please tell me about the time you hitchhiked and did Freon.
Yeah, and then he had to leave early.
Yeah. But hey, he's a working man.
Yeah.
We're talking about Brian Duff right now. He was in a very funny show called Wheelchair Werewolf. Check it out. It's on Trauma now. But speaking of things to check out, Nicole, what you got to plug?
The
Shuffling the Deck?
The Evolved Part 2.
Oh,
Part
okay.
1?
I thought
Part
you were...
one.
Oh, because you couldn't think of it, I thought you were going to say The Glory Hole, of course. I got to plug that up real quick so James isn't just jamming things in there.
Put some lead paint on it.
Oh, nice. I'm ready to die.
Oh my God.
If I die going out, what I love doing,
If
jamming
I
things in
die
holes.
Bury me in lead paint.
I want my casket to be painted in lead,
Yeah.
and then bury that. My body's not in there
Okay.
because I want cremated.
Okay.
I hope you know that by now.
Okay.
This is a documented will right now. I want to be cremated.
I don't think that's
and of
official.
course, my ashes spread in Eric and Teresa's backyard.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, guys.
Great time.
I don't think they have ever responded to this request yet.
I thought they did.
Maybe they did. I don't remember, guys.
I feel like I remember talking about it.
It's something that has to have been said if they heard it.
Yes.
That's a weird request.
You're a weird person.
Ooh, what you got to plug?
Okay. I am at Darling Homebody on social media. Go to darlinghomebody.com for creepy, cute stuff such as Death Before Decaf Enamel Pin. Patreon.com/darlinghomebody for a monthly sticker or magnet. The one coming up is a duck with a shirt that says killer and a knife. Check it out.
Hell yeah. And that's my duck that I've had found on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's a little stuffed animal. Guys, like I said, check out the new podcast. It's out wherever you're listening to this. Search Marshland Media Podcast or Shuffling the Deck. It's called that, Shuffling the Deck, the definitive introductory ICP playlist podcast where Sean Marciniak, longtime guest of the show, and we're going through ICP's discography, and from each CD, we're picking a song a piece to put on a playlist to be like, hey, if you've ever thought about getting into ICP, or if you're like, wow, I've hated on ICP all this time, I've never heard them, this is the perfect place to start. It's because it's half a wrestling podcast and half because every single year we're kind of also going through the wrestling oeuvre of that year when these CDs were released, because ICP talks as if they're pro wrestlers, and they also are pro wrestlers. They've been in WCW, all of that stuff. You hear the lore of them, and it's 2 hours pretty much every single episode. So if you're looking for content from us, that's a great way to get that content. It's going to be good. Ooh, tell a friend. But Head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where you can hear exclusive podcasts like Nicole and I engage with Nicolas Cage, the Toku Reading Corner, talking about Beyblade, and Lil Corey and I doing This Existed. It's a fun time over there. We just did UFO Abduction, the McPherson tape. It was a funny episode. Check it out. But I want to give a shout out to 2 new $5 patrons, just like because they just hopped aboard. We'll shout them out one episode. My stepmother, Lori, and fingers crossed next week's guest, Intro Void, who remixed a lot of my songs, put them out on Spotify, Steve Barnes. Met him through Grift Horse. We'll probably talk about that next week. It's a fun time, but let's give a shout out to our $10 patrons and then head on out, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, D-F-O, Defo, Kayla, 2 Grapes, Tyler Wright, Elliot W, at Garlic Sunshine on Instagram, Jordan B, the Chaos Witch, and oh my God, Nicole, we have a new $10 patron. You want to introduce him?
It's Little Josh.
That's Nicole's brother.
My younger brother.
Ooh, thank you so much for hopping on there. Oh, the Pepper stream was a success for my 30th birthday. Thank you, everyone who donated money during that, and those 3 new patrons who hopped aboard because of it.
Yes, thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, man, getting those new patrons was truly made my weekend. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye.
P.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.